Matter, as we know it, atoms, stars and galaxies, planets and trees, rocks and us. This matter accounts for less than 5% of the known universe. About 25% is dark matter and 70% is dark energy, both of which are invisible. This is kind of strange because it suggests that everything we experience is really only a tiny fraction of reality. But it gets worse. We really have no clue what dark matter and energy are, or how they work. We are pretty sure they exist though. So, what do we know? Dark matter is the stuff that makes it possible for galaxies to exist. When we calculated why the universe is structured the way it is, it quickly became clear that there's just not enough normal matter. The gravity of the visible matter is not strong enough to form galaxies and complex structures. The stars would more likely be scattered all over the place and not form galaxies. So, we know there is something else inside and around them. Something that doesn't emit or reflect light. Something dark. But besides being able to calculate the existence of dark matter, we can see it. Kind of. Places with a high concentration of dark matter bend light passing nearby. So we know there's something there that interacts with gravity. Right now, we have more ideas about what dark energy is not than what it is. We know dark matter is not just clouds of normal matter without stars, because it would emit particles we could detect. Dark matter is not antimatter, because antimatter produces unique gamma rays when it reacts with normal matter. Dark matter is also not made up of black holes, very compact objects that violently affect their surroundings, while dark matter seems to be scattered all over the place. Basically, we only know 3 things for sure. 1. Something is out there. 2. It interacts with gravity. 3. There is a lot of it. Dark matter is probably made up of a complicated exotic particle that doesn't interact with light and matter in a way we expect, but right now, we just don't know. Dark matter. The first evidence of dark matter was found in 1930s when an astronomer named Fritz Zwicky was observing the Coma Cluster, a huge cluster of over 1,000 galaxies all bound together gravitationally. He used Newton's laws to find the mass of all the galaxies in the cluster. He then found the speed of each galaxy and realized that many galaxies were traveling much faster than the gravitational pull calculated from the mass of the galaxies. Thus he realized that there must be some additional mass in this cluster as well, or else these galaxies would have easily been able to escape the gravitational pull of the cluster. This implied that the cluster was much bigger than what Zwicky had originally calculated. The most natural way to account for this was to assume that much of the cluster's mass was invisible. Since Zwicky's original observations, data from other clusters have provided the same results. We regularly see clusters with mass 10 times larger than the mass of all visible objects in a cluster. This demonstrates that there are invisible object, or mass, that are present within these clusters. Analysis. Even though many individuals in the scientific community describe the discovery of dark matter as the result of pure luck, being in the right place at the right time, we believe the contrary. We believe that intuition and reason played a large role in the theoretical and mathematical aspects of this breakthrough in astronomy and physics. Even though Zwicky wasn't calculating the mass of the clusters to find dark matter, he used intuition to reach the conclusion that there was something missing when he calculated the mass of the cluster. According to Google Dictionary, intuition is the ability to understand something instinctively without any conscious thinking, and this is exactly what Zwicky did when he saw a difference in the mass of the cluster and the sum of the galaxies in the cluster. Others would probably say that this was the cause of a mathematical error, or that there were too many variables in these calculations to accurately measure the mass of the cluster and the galaxies. But Zwicky went by his gut feeling and stuck to his original calculations and kept insisting that it was something in the heavens that produced the additional mass and gravity. This persistence, which was based on intuition, led to the finding of dark matter. From there he utilized his reasoning skills, which included application of scientific theories and mathematics, to calculate the mass of the invisible objects. According to Google Dictionary, reason is the process of finding an answer to a problem by considering possible options. We can see Zwicky's use of reasoning when he used complex mathematical and astronomical theories to find what was missing in his calculations. In addition, Ed Gall explains that Zwicky theorized the idea of dark matter based on the motion of outlying galaxies in the Coma galaxy clusters. This would require intensive use of mathematics, which would need reasoning. Because, overall, mathematics is an area of knowledge based on the pillar of reasoning. Without his reasoning skills, he would have reached the conclusion that his calculations were incorrect. Even though we explained that we believe the discovery of dark matter was based mostly on intuition and reason, it involved some luck. That is because this discovery was not a planned one but rather a luck encounter. He had not theorized anything about dark matter before he actually discovered it, which goes to show us that he had no intentions of discovering dark matter but rather got lucky as he was looking at the right place at the right time. Nevertheless, it still required reason and intuition to reach the conclusion and actual theory behind the discovery,